Well, I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
So, hello. And, well, this is gonna be a strange video, isn't it? Hylics is a surreal and absurd RPG in which you play the role of Wayne, a bizarre crescent moon-shaped dude who, you know, I don't even think I can even begin to articulate the plot of this game, to be honest. And I finished this. But, so basically, you're on an adventure to stop the evil Moon King Gibby, navigate the bizarre and surreal world, and make friends along the way. Hylics does a few things differently from your typical RPG. When you die, instead of returning to your last save, you're instead brought to an afterlife subworld where you can heal and warp back to certain points on the map. You will most certainly die a few times in this game, but you're never really punished for doing so. In Hylics, you don't level up from defeating enemies like in traditional RPGs, but you're instead rewarded with money, items, and meat. Defeating enemies don't respawn after you kill them, making your income and resources limited. That said, however, by the end of the game, I barely spent any of my funds, and I had way more money than I knew what to do with. I also committed mass claymation genocide in my run, so money really shouldn't be a problem to you. You and your allies can all learn the same special attacks by interacting with TVs scattered across the world. Wacky visuals aside, combat is pretty straightforward and basic. You have a few special attacks that can do damage, assist with status ailments, or heal your party. While you can't level up, you do gain stat boosts from equipment that you find or purchase. As hilarious as these stat names are though, the game does not explain what any of these actually do. However, I do like that instead of health points, you're literally losing flesh whenever you're getting hurt, and dying causes all of Wayne's skin to just melt off. Hylics can be a bit difficult starting off, but the overall experience isn't too overwhelming. The game also offers you a hefty axe in the afterlife after you've died 3 times, and with the meat you've harvested from your enemies, you can also use it to increase your maximum flesh, giving you more of a chance in battle. Hylics is also a fairly short experience, and should only last you somewhere between 3 to 4.5 hours from start to finish. Hylics' presentation, on the other hand, though, is something else, let me tell you. I absolutely love how strange and trippy the character and enemy designs are. Not being able to fully understand or comprehend the almost humanoid anatomy of the characters makes them so uncanny and disturbing. I also love Wayne's design, just like, look at this dude. Hylics uses a blend of claymation, pixel art, sharp and messy digital compressions, and overly saturated and pale color palettes, giving the game a fascinating yet eerie art style that I haven't quite seen before. There are so many different creative environments used in Hylics. The locales do not rely on tile sets like a lot of RPG Maker games, making each room feel so organically handcrafted. I must admit that on a few selective occasions, my eyes couldn't fully comprehend on what exactly I was looking at or where I was, but this is just a minor complaint. Mason Lindroth's style and usage of rudimentary clay snakes as building blocks for almost everything makes the visual presentation feel so unique compared to other claymation works out there. Surrealism is an art movement that I can always appreciate and admire, even if half the time I was spent shouting, "Oh, what fresh hell is this?" The animations also build on this unnaturalness of Hylics' world, such as inorganic walk cycles, warped battle backgrounds, and melting and squishing ordinary objects. The special attacks and item animations are the most notable and are delightfully interesting and weird. The writing in this game is also hilarious and fantastic. I honestly couldn't tell if the game was straight up trolling and trying to be funny or be poetic, or if I have too much of an Ooga Booga caveman brain and just couldn't understand anything. You're gonna seriously need a thesaurus to understand half of the words being said here. The game also tends to randomly generate words in its dialogue a lot, putting conventional narrative storytelling on its head. Hylics also uses a lot of silly and nonsensical interactions, such as I can't even pronounce this word, is fascinated with the study of paper cups and the before times, or why there's a person crawling around on the floor pretending to be a cat. Or maybe he is a cat. Nothing, and I do mean nothing in this game makes sense, but it's so absurd and I absolutely love it. I think absurdist shows like Xavier Renegade Angel really just melted my brain years ago, and as a result, I could just laugh for hours at stupid, nonsensical stuff like The music complements the visuals so well with its usage of distorted, low-frequency guitars, synthesizers, and modified brass and pianos. A lot of the themes played are slow and off-key, making them feel disturbing, creepy, and otherworldly. The combat music also uses an electric sound, but all of the instruments are so offbeat and sound like a group of amateurs or band members who are just so out of their minds that they can't even comprehend what they're playing. The song is officially titled as Messy Song, which fits the track perfectly. I would say, however, that the music in Hylics can be nauseating and headache-inducing if you're not feeling well, especially paired with the overstimulating imagery. As a soundtrack on its own, most of these songs aren't necessarily good or enjoyable. That's not a criticism or a jab at Lindroth's musical talents. The score is intentionally messy, and as an element of this nonsensical off-the-wall game, the music choice here is just absolutely freaking fantastic. Hylics was developed and self-published by Mason Lindroth and was built on the RPG Maker VX Ace engine. The game was released on itch.io and Steam on August 4th and October 2nd, 2015 respectively, and has an overwhelmingly positive review on Steam. Hylics also got a sequel in 2020 which further expanded on the elements of the first game and got an upscaled art direction. Lindroth also has several other browser-based games that he's made over the years, with a few of them up on his itch.io. Looking through Lindroth's other artworks has also been really incredible. One of the things that I love doing with my YouTube channel is researching and exploring new artists, creators, and developers out there with the games that I cover, and I'm really glad I've just been introduced to Lindroth's work through Hylics. I had a great time playing through Hylics. Not only was this game totally bonkers, but I found the presentation to be creative, imaginative, and fascinating. While I may have been completely lost in the plot and the battle system being average from a gameplay perspective, I still had a fun time experiencing Hylics. I know this game won't be everybody's cup of tea, and I would recommend against it if surreal absurdism really isn't your thing, or if what you've seen today just looks unappealing to you. But for $3, there was a lot of enjoyment to be had with this gem, and at some point I plan to check out the sequel. Hylics is available on Steam and itch.io, and I would encourage you to check it out. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your viewership, and thank you so much for spending your time with me here today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave me a like and subscribe if you're new. If you've played Hylics before, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. If this is your first time seeing Hylics, I hope you're sober through this video. I'm gonna try to have a video done a month if I can. I am currently working on a large video, probably my longest yet, that I hope to have done in March, so look forward to that. I also want to plug in my Twitch here. We reached affiliate not too long ago, which is great. I want to thank everybody who has followed me on there. I also streamed Hylics on Twitch, which was fun. I don't have too much else to add, but I want to thank you again for watching, and that you have a wonderful and awesome day. Stay safe and take care.